Inside Lens, a special documentary series featuring the works of international filmmakers in Japan and Asia. This episode is directed by Michael Penn, a journalist whose coverage includes Japanese relations with the Islamic world.
Japan is not a country that ordinarily comes to mind when people think about Muslims and the Islamic world. But in fact, there are now tens of thousands of Muslims living in Japan, and hundreds of thousands more are visiting this East Asian nation on an annual basis. Most Japanese, however, still have little direct personal contact with these communities, and so their image of Islam is often associated with overseas wars and terrorism. Should the Japanese nation be feeling a sense of concern about the Muslims now living in and visiting this country in ever larger numbers? The neighborhood of Otsuka in Tokyo is an area of quiet, narrow streets, which preserve something of the charm of the old Tokyo of the last century. Above this Vietnamese restaurant is a small office where a Pakistani businessman is hard at work.
I graduated in 1995 as an IT engineer. Then I started my business. That time, export of cars business was good. I started exporting cars to UK. Later, car business become less profitable, so I switched to construction machinery. Unfortunately, what I study, computer, I'm not using, only for emails. Hi.
Assalamualaikum.
Hello. In business also there is no discrimination, equal opportunities. Sometimes we get, more opportunities compared to Japanese people. My English is not very good, but I can manage somehow. So that most of the Japanese people, businessmen can't do it. This is one. And also, as a Muslim, we have, strong relationship among brothers and friends. So I have a lot of friends in different countries, so it is more easy to contact any of the friends and tell them, discuss about the business opportunity. It helps me a lot. これですね。はい。私の会社が使ってる重機ですね。はい。ブルドーザーとか、これエクスカベーターですね。はい。こういったものを私の会社が使ってるので。はい、もし知り合いとか、もし、はい、そういう人がいればですね、はい、ぜひ紹介してください。はい、わかりました。はい、ありがとうございます。後で参ります。はい。失礼します。はい、失礼します。どうも。どうも、はい、どうぞお入りください。イスラムはみんな平等でですね、みんな同じですね。はい、ちょっと待ってください。Hello.
While Harun is a foreign businessman who functions effectively in Japanese society, there are volunteer activities that consume much of his time, not far from his office. As the Secretary General of the foundation that runs Otsuka Mosque, one of Harun's key roles is to assist Muslims and others who come to him with their troubles. On this day, Harun's visitor was a South Asian man with a serious health problem.
He has hepatitis C, and as you know, it is very, very dangerous, if you don't take proper medicine. He's taking some some medicines, which is not enough.
This Japanese man, formerly a Buddhist monk, has now converted to Islam and brought Harun a very personal issue.
お見合いについてなんですけど、はい、結婚相手で、やっぱいいイスラム教徒、女性を探して。
どういう人の方がいいですか？
まあ別にこだわりはないんですけれど、ちゃんとしっかりしたイマンを持ってれば、それが大事だと思いますね。حي على الفلاح الله إله إلا الله.
We established this mosque in 1999. This was a printing press. But before that, we had a rental mosque. In Arabic, we say musalla, temporary mosque, at Ikebukuro. Basically, mosque is a prayer place, but not only prayer place. It is center of our activities, daily activities for the Muslims. We have prayers here, we have a school here, we have counseling here, we conduct Islamic marriages here, we conduct funeral things here. Once I calculated people who are coming here, more than 20 countries.
Next to Otsuka Mosque itself is a kindergarten where a handful of children are receiving a Muslim education to supplement their studies in Japanese schools.
This is a full-time school from morning until evening. We teach first of all English, Japanese, and then of course Islamic manners, Quran. But we are trying to focus in our kindergarten, so give them this kind of education, how to become good Muslim, how to become good human.
Several times a week, people come to Harun at Otsuka Mosque in order to convert to Islam.
People now start studying Islam more and having more opportunities to meet Muslims and going to Islamic countries. So now people are converting to Islam because of, not only because of marriages, because of they study and they like Islam. イスラム教徒になるために、まず信じるものね、はい、唯一の神、アッラーですね。アッラーですね。神はアッラーしかない。はい、で、イスラムに入るのは自由です。強制的にはできません。入りたければ歓迎しますけど、入りたくなければ自由です。はい、じゃあどうしますか？入信、簡単な入信式やりますか？はい。行きましょう。大丈夫ですか？Assalamu alaikum. Preaching of Islam is most easy, most natural. If somebody really believes in God, he will not feel difficulty to practice it. From outside, it is really difficult, but a person who has faith, for him it is very easy, and he enjoys it. Illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. 意味はアッラーの他に神がないことを証言します。それからムハンマドは人間であること、最後の預言者であることを証言します。はい、おめでとうございます。はい、ありがとうございます。おめでとうございます。おめでとうございます。ありがとうございます。
There are now dozens of mosques across Japan. Many estimates now put the number of resident Muslims in Japan above 100,000. Some of these people are foreign nationals, but perhaps more surprisingly to many observers, there are now a growing number of ethnic Japanese Muslims as well.
It is becoming and getting positive more and more. However, what I'm concerned about is that the very fact of Muslims' numbers increasing here in Japan doesn't really indicate their merge into Japanese society.
Mr. Maeno uses a traditional Japanese game called karuta to help teach young people about Islam.
As myself being a Muslim from Japan, my wish from my fellow Japanese people is for them to understand Islam is a religion for all mankind, for everyone, including Japanese. So, I wish them not to look at people like me or anyone else that if they embrace Islam, they become a part of foreigners or anything, go out of Japan or something. It's not. I'm still Japanese, but embrace Islam. That's the point.
The Japanese government's increasing alignment with U.S. military actions in the Islamic world has been impacting Japanese-Muslim relations. Tokyo's strong diplomatic support for the 2003 invasion of Iraq was a key turning point. This, in turn, has led to some radical groups proclaiming that Japan, too, may become a target in the future. The Japanese government is pouring budgetary resources into special training for its police and security forces, worried that terrorists might launch attacks at the heart of the nation. In 2010, an unauthorized leak even revealed that the Tokyo police had carried out mass surveillance against the entire Muslim community of Japan. Harun himself was briefly profiled in these documents. Resident Muslims launched a lawsuit against the Tokyo metropolitan government, and the police officials made apologies.
迷惑を感じる方々が現におられるという事態に立ち至ったことは極めて遺憾であります。
Most of the Japanese, they never met Muslim. Only, they have only one source, that is media, TV, and unfortunately, TV always, Islam equal terrorism.
こちら行こうと思ってたんだけど、挨拶に行くから行くんですか？ミーティング。ちょっとこっち来る？はい。お挨拶してから。
While they cannot shape the outcomes of global events, Harun and his colleagues do respond through action in their local community, building positive relations face-to-face and one by one.
1年1年でその電柱にすくって落ちてきたやつを、下でほら猫とか海にカラスやと食べられちゃうじゃないですか。捕まえてしょうがないから。先生のところモスクはもう町に馴染んでるじゃないですか。完全にね。もう何年？15年ぐらいになっちゃう。15年。16年。もう完全に町にも馴染んでるから、もう祭りやったってそれに出してるしね。
In our street there are some shops and commercial offices, so there is a union for commercial. So we are also member. Although we are not commercial, we are a volunteer organization, but we are members. So today is the monthly meeting for the union.
川島さんはね、一番ね。
Our neighbors are very much comfortable. Usually when we cook food, we cook little extra, we give to our neighbor. If we receive some present like dates from abroad, we share with them. When tsunami came 2011, by the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we were able to go to the most affected areas next day, and we start our activities, providing them fresh food and other stuff. So we call our neighbors to help us. It was really very, very good experience for both parties. We could get more closer to the neighbors, and they could enter to the mosque first time, and they could see from their own eyes that there is no weapon hidden here.
最近よく言われるんですけど、新大久保とか池袋とかいろいろな国の人たちが一緒にいるとどうしても憎しみ合いみたいになってたりして、新大久保なんかはかなり今ヘイトスピーチのメッカになってきています。でも大塚は割と皆さん仲良くですね、モスクの人たちともやってるし、東日本大震災の後にはこちらの先生方のリードで被災地に私たちも協力することができたという、皆さんよくご存知の通りおにぎりをですね送ったり、こちらから婦人部の人に直接仮設住宅に行ってもらったりしましたが、それらも全部段取りを皆さんがつけていただいて、イスラムの人のネットワークの中で私たちが協力することができました。そのあたりがなんかちょっと珍しいことのようなんで。じゃあまたね。はい。お邪魔しました。はい、どうもご苦労様。
Haroon is also reaching out to the business world as a key avenue for development of Japan-Muslim relations. One of the activities of the mosque in recent years is to provide certification for companies that their products are halal, meaning religiously permissible for Muslims to use or consume.
こちらのブランドなんですけど、結構世界的に有名なスパブランドなんですね。はい。で、そのタルゴジャパンっていう日本の権利を取っている会社の方からハラル認証を取って、まず日本国内のそのホテルですね、もうすでにこのブランドは結構日本の一流ホテルにはすでに収めてありますので、はい、でそこにハラルをつけて、今後オリンピックに向けてたくさんイスラムの方がムスリムの方いらっしゃいますので、その方専用にハラルを今度出してあげれるように。これぐらい大きい大手さんのブランドだったら化粧品も信頼度も高いので、わからないメーカーさんがハラルのマークつけてハラル化粧品ってやるよりはちゃんとしたブランドのラインナップがハラル認証がついてたら、それはそれですごく信頼性が高いと思いますので。
シャンプーはなくてもいいっていう、それはもうご存知ですよね。
はいはい。
必ず取らないといけないことはないですね。
はいはい。一応ビーガン対応と申しますか、なんかその動物性を使ってないということであればマークをつけたいというメーカーさんの希望なので、はい。よろしくお願いいたします。ありがとうございました。
Halal market is in trillions of yen in the world, and it is one of the fastest growing industry, halal industry. It is really big business.
石川のどう醤油屋さん？大丈夫。おお、よかった。今度試食会やるんで来てくださいね。東京で。
Some companies who got certificate from us, they were trying to promote halal, so they invited me to have a look at their activities. Halal certified organizations, we are not involved with business. We are not doing the promotion of halal in the business aspect.
Haroon sometimes travels to local areas to inspect and support new Japanese businesses related to halal food.
First of all, we were checking the ingredients, and we want to make sure that all ingredients are halal. Also, we want to make sure that halal and non-halal things doesn't mix.
I checked with the maker. They don't add any alcohol.
But it has some alcohol, but natural. According to our new standard, it is okay.
皆様、本日はようこそお越しくださいました。RM ジャパン株式会社代表取締役田原直子でございます。
Now many local governments are taking interest to promote halal. We have seen that when their local people economy is not good, when they shift it to halal products, usually their sale increase. So it is directly related to the economy also. I was also surprised that many politicians were there. Some senior politicians were also there.
出発点でございます。我々は RM ジャパンさんと町もそうですが、これを機により大きなものを今考えております。それに向かってもうすでに取り組み進んでおります。
In Okayama, there are 7 or 8 companies already halal certified. So we are ready restaurants and facilities, accommodation facilities, and some food manufacturing companies. So I want to expand this this activity more and working together with Muslims and non-Muslims.
I mean, if they make money, this is very good. We are happy. But it should not be only, for money and they forget the religious things. At least once we give certificate, we want to make sure that this is not only for business, This is one of the conditions from us that they should know very well what is halal.
よろしくお願いします。じゃあすみません。ありがとうございます。はい。
ありがとうございました。お気をつけてお帰りください。
For Harun, bridging relations between Muslims and Japanese also means strengthening the human bonds within the overall community. Protecting the weakest members of society is a crucial part of this effort.
おはようございます。どうぞ。どこに出るんですか。この公園は雨の中から、駅に行ったり、駅のね、そういうところね。
やっぱり池袋？池袋？ここ時々あれやるから炊き出しやってるんだけど食べたことありますか？カレーとか。
カレーの炊き出し。はい。あります。
時々いらっしゃいます。美味しい。
この前カレーだ。
カレーですね。また来月やりますからぜひ。はい。Homeless people are really ignored by the Japanese society. This is really very painful for me. When I started this kind of homeless activities on an individual basis, I remember first time when I came to Japan and I found homeless near my house. Although I was a student and I didn't have much money, I wanted to pay 500 yen to the homeless. So one of my neighbor, he saw me that I'm giving money. He got so much angry to me. He says in Japanese, they are namakemono. They are lazy people. They don't want to work. They are always drinking, something like this. So maybe there are some cases they are drinking and alcoholic, but not necessarily, everybody. So in general, Japanese people think that a person who is homeless, he is a lazy. But this is not the truth, Islam says that if you sleep with full stomach and your neighbor he slept without food, then you are not a believer. It is very strong word. You are not a believer.
Almost every week, Harun takes his sons to a small park near his house and visits the homeless people.
場所変えたんですね。
今日雨降るっていうか。
雨降る。
そう
ですか。
夜中が雨で、明日の朝まで、お昼ぐらいまで雨だった。夜中動くよりこっちの方がいいなと早めに来て。すいません、助かります。
早く寝ちゃうんですか。
なるかもう3時か3時半に起きてるから、早く寝る。
また。
はい、ありがとうございます。
じゃあ、甘いもの好きでしょ。
甘いものね。
はい。
いや、ありがとうございます。食べられなくて困っていたものですから。
そうです。今日食べてないですか。
今日も昨日も食べてませんね。ありがとうございます。いつもすいませんね。心からの感謝お願いします。ありがとうございます。
はい、じゃあ心をね。
そう。すいません。ありがとうございます。
Haroon believes that, in the end, the beliefs of Muslims and the beliefs of Japanese are really about the same.
When we ask Japanese people about their religion, they are not sure. They say Ichio Bukkyo, so-called they are Buddhist. But if we ask them that, do you have belief in God or something, again they are not sure. When I usually ask them, if you are in real trouble, what you will do? And almost everybody reply the same, that no, that time we are going to pray. So then my question is, to whom you are going to worship? They just put their finger, they say, on the sky. They say, God or Lord on the sky. Actually, this is exactly what we have a belief. Once they realize that what they believe is exactly that what Muslim believe is the same. That's why, I believe they are sleeping Muslim, but they don't know. Once you just wake them up, then they become Muslim.